What's going on, my toxic gamers and my BBC brothers? What is up, man? How we all doing? We're finally doing another gaming video, and we got the same old bull squash. I mean, come on, man. Like, what is going on in the video game sphere? What is going on YouTube? What is going on in gaming? Like the video if you think there are 2 genders. Dislike the video if you think there are 5,000 genders. Like for 2, dislike for 5,000. I want to see where you at. And don't subscribe because I post random stuff. But shout out to Andy Pants. Check this out. Roll it.
House or watching your older brother the first time you saw GTA Vice City or God of War 2 or Call of Duty.
Man,
you first tasted.
Yo, honest to God.
Watching your older brother.
Honest to God. This is how it used to be 15 years ago at my crib, bro. I would tell my homies, pull up with your controller. Let's play SmackDown versus Raw. Good times, man.
The first time you saw GTA Vice City or God of War 2 or Call of Duty, you first tasted the thrill of doing anything you wanted in a game, or being a Spartan warrior, or being dropped into World War II. Back in 2003, we all probably said something like this: man, if games look like this now, imagine how cool they will be in 20 years. Ooh. Well, did you ever imagine the tech 20 years later would be used to perfectly render some ugly Boldyke's lip hair in Last of Us 2?
Yeah! Shut up. Welcome to the path. Bro. Stepping through that door means you think your magic is strong enough to issue a challenge to the Pentasod.
Or give you a sermon about using pronouns correctly.
So, I'm non-binary.
Or make every single character gay and black now. Nothing highlights the fact that AAA Western game studios...
Bro, hey, tranquilo, bro, chill, damn, Holmes.
Or make every single character gay and black now. Nothing highlights the fact that AAA...
Now, it is... Truly is, this is something that we talked about prior, and I'm gonna say this again. They always do that to my black brothering, man. They always do that to my black homies. Now, if somebody is actually homosexual, great. Okay, have people that are actually homosexual do those type of characters. But if a person is straight, like, don't make them gay for the sake of, like, pushing agendas down people's throat, right? And most of the time, we see, like, straight black men be emasculated, right? Like, we have seen that countless amount of times. They always do that. Like Assassin's Creed, you know, Shadows of the BBC, like, prime example. We talked about it numerous times. We heard that was a real life person. Yasuke was a real life guy that was straight. He never slept with Nobunaga's sister, but in the game, Ubisoft not only made him gay, but they let him, like, get the puss, the kitty, and made him, like, give her the BBC treatment, even though in real life she was very faithful. But that's Ubisoft, and we all saw what happened and all that, bro. Like, I swear to God, man, like, gaming industry is diabolical right now, bro. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God.
Western game studios are full of women, Redditors, and dudes with tampons up their asses, like the fact they can't even do a remake without putting their evil politics into it. The Mass Effect remaster nerfed all the women's asses because toxic masculinity.
Hey, man! Come on, man, bro! What the hell, man?
The Dead Space remake added a bunch of woke shit like trans bathrooms, race swapping, and making characters gay for no reason. Silent Hill 2 made the main chick ugly and removed anything edgy from the game. Oblivion added body type A and B. Resident Evil 4, despite mostly being good, took out Leon's ultra-bass line, "Sorry, but following a lady's lead isn't my style." God help us if they ever get their hands on Dead Rising. Oh wait, they screwed that one up too. Boys, we gave them a chance and they screwed it up. I don't trust remasters anymore. All you're paying them to do is add 60 FPS and pay some gender studies major to take out anything edgy. Just get the old 2005 game from your local game store. That's the only thing I trust anymore. So boys...
Man, that's quite sad though, when you think about it. And I, in a way, not in a way, like, I quite literally have quit gaming. Yeah, I don't play games no more. And for the last couple of years, I've played games, but very infrequently. I'm not sure if that's, like, age catching up. Probably because more responsibilities, I want to do other things and this, that, the other. But surely age couldn't be the only factor on why I'm not necessarily playing that much. It's multitude of things. Surely age, you know, more responsibilities, you know, that's one thing. But other than that, I genuinely feel like that corporate greed and woke politics are the main pillars. 2 of the core main pillars is why gaming feels the way it feels and why gaming just don't feel the same, because they want to push politics rather than making a good game. They want to also, you know, I read a comment, somebody actually posted 2000 devs, the year 2000 devs were all about skill based. 2025 devs, they are about skin based. The $20, $30 microtransaction skins. Yeah, I mean, that comment, honestly, like, whoever put that, genius, they figured it out.
In my
They
other
figured it
videos, I
out.
think I have firmly cemented the fact that wokeness and political indoctrination have ruined video games and removed anything edgy, sexy, funny, and cool from games. What I want to talk about in this video is some of the other things that are ruining video games, in my opinion. Number one, the death of creativity. Every game is the
Yeah.
same now, and no risks are taken anymore.
Yeah, I don't want to blame Fortnite, but everybody that adapted the Fortnite model, they're not doing good. Call of Duty adopted the Fortnite model. Battlefield 6 also in a way did, but Battlefield 6 was obviously tremendously better than, let's just say, Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042. Although some people ended up liking Battlefield 5 after the fact. But and Battlefield 6 is an alright of a game, but it wasn't too much for it wasn't like it didn't have that much content to sustain the player base. We also, I mean, I played the game, I loved it, but I haven't touched it in months, you know. And I'm noticing the same trend with my bros as well in real life, and a lot of people kind of gave up playing Battlefield 6, not because the game is bad, it's because lack of content and quite literally lack of content and quite literally the game just it isn't, you know, it's not like a leap ahead versus something like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 when it came out. Battlefield 4 was broken at launch, but Battlefield 3 was honestly like amazing. It was leaps ahead, bounds ahead, and it felt unique. It felt like, you know, like they gave a shit. They actually gave a shit, and the game was enjoyable back then, alongside the Call of Duty games that were coming out. But yeah, nowadays it's not the same, bro. It's greed. Honest to God, it's greed and politics. That's what killed gaming for a lot of people, myself included.
Number two, technology and the death of talent. Programmers and people who make games are objectively worse at their jobs now. Number three, women. That's the entire point.
Bruh.
Women. The hiring of women has caused the downfall of video games. Number four, the death
Misogyny.
of political neutrality. Games used to not ram their politics down your throat and skillfully skirted around political issues. Now every game is a gay indoctrination seminar on your communist nonsense. All right,
Bruh.
let's get into it. Number one, the death of creativity and fun. Guys, what do Fortnite, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, Halo, Overwatch, Valorant, and every live service shooter have in common?
When you really, yeah, Fortnite is free, okay, whatever, but still, man, I cannot wrap my head around the idea of paying $20 for one skin. That's insane. And listen, man, before you say, oh, you just a brokey, man, get your money up, bro. I'm doing insanely well for myself. You know, I got nobody to thank other than God, my family, you guys as well, and people around me. Absolutely, right? So, but even then, bro, it's just insane, bro. $20, and it's likely because I come from a time when we didn't have that. When you buy a game for $40 back in the days, $60, whatever. Now it's $80. You would get the full game. You would get the full game. You wouldn't have to rely on, you know, paying $20, $30, $40 to buy battle passes after battle passes back then. And you know, it's insane. But you must have heard this, right? Because we're having, and I don't want to say his name, he who must not be named. Of course, I made videos about him on the channel, but because this is a gaming video, I don't want to say his name because then YouTube will put this video in a different bracket because of algorithms and all that. It's kind of complicated. But he who must not be named, like Harry Potter once said, you know, the EP Island stuff, you know, the files are coming out. Yeah, so that's who I'm talking about. In the files, it was said that it was his idea and he influenced Activision to do microtransactions. You must have heard it, and it's like, oh my god, why is everything linked with that sucker, man? Like, it's just insane. Yeah, it really is insane, because I remember in Black Ops 2, during Black Ops 2 times, we were having $2, $5 microtransactions, and those were alright though, you know, honestly, looking back, I know people complained back then, but they were alright in comparison to today. Not necessarily then, but, you know, looking back, oh my god, bro, I'd rather pay like $2, $5 to get like the entire bundle, the entire thing, right? And Season Pass was, yeah, like not everybody would buy a Season Pass, but objectively speaking though, you would get a lot of content for that, and you would get a lot of good quality content. Now it's free. It's not necessarily free because they go crazy with the microtransactions and skins, but they will give you maps for free, yeah, whatever, but the free maps ain't it, you know, the quality isn't there. I'm talking about playable quality, it's not necessarily there. So yeah, man, what are we doing, bro? Like, honestly, bro, the gaming is just, maybe I'm just a hater, maybe I'm just a toxic gamer, right? Maybe that's what it is.
At their core, they are all the same game. What do I mean by that? Well, the system of rewards and progression are the exact same.
Yep.
Seasonal updates, battle passes, microtransactions, dailies, weeklies, monthlies, new maps, new heroes, Simpsons collab, Beavis and Butthead collab. No matter where you go, you're actually just playing the same goy slop over and over, and they want you on this retarded Skinner box because that's what gets them the most money. Duh, make a number go up. Boys, let's go back to 2005. Think about this. There was a time that Resident Evil 4 didn't exist, and Shinji Mikami woke up and was like, I think I'll make the best game on Earth today. Resident Evil 4 is packed with interesting and varied gameplay, excellent survival horror mechanics, damsels in distress to save like Ashley Graham, but also hot badass women like Ada Wong. The game is over the top and cheesy like a 2000s action movie with Leon delivering sick lines like, no thanks, bro. In RE4, you are the badass and everyone depends on you. It's great. Games in the 2000s just went for it, dude.
Yes, no breaks.
In BioShock, you find yourself in this underwater city in a world created by this Ayn Rand follower, Andrew Ryan. The game looked incredible and had an interesting philosophy behind the entire world. In Urban Chaos Riot Response, you are a sort of cop who just beats the shit out of rioters. It's a shooter, but you have all these other mechanics too. You rescue people, secure city blocks, disarm bombs. There's nothing like this out today. In the game 13, you are an amnesiac badass protagonist, kind of like Jason Bourne. Devil May Cry 1, you play as the badass, edgy Dante, just beating up demons and being an edgelord and saving hot chicks. Something people like to say here is that the problem is solely with AAA and, quote, indie games will save us. And I'm going to disagree with you there. Xbox Game Pass is like 90% successful indie games, and I can literally look at a screenshot and immediately tell you which genre that has already been done 1,000 times said game fits into. Oh, did you want to play a crafting survival game? Well, there's Minecraft, Pal World, Core Keeper, Abiotic Factor, Conan Exiles, Ark, Valheim, Subnautica, The Forest, No Man's Sky, 7 Days to Die, Terraria, Astroneer. Boys, am I the only one who played like one of these games and I had enough of them?
I don't even think I played a single. I'm so checked out though. I'm really checked out, bro. I really am checked out. That's insane. Going from somebody that would come home from school and play games all day till night, going from that timeline to now, and I'm not even disappointed. I'm not even mad or sad. But I truly do wish that GTA 6, when it comes out, it's actually good. You know, obviously we made a video about GTA 6 and the stuff that is happening to that. I'll link you at the end, I guess. But no, that's the only game that I'm truly looking forward to. Not that excited as I used to be back in the 2020 eras and when the leaks were coming out and all that. Not as excited because, yeah, the news that is coming out, plus I'm getting older, plus gaming in general is not the same, plus game getting delayed, this, that, the other. I hope when the game comes out, and I suppose, like, you know, a week before GTA 6, you know, when we start getting like trailers for more trailers for the game, gameplay and all that, it probably would bring a lot of hype back. I think I'm 99% sure, cannot be 100%, right? But so checked out, man. In a way happy because I'm hitting the gym, doing YouTube, you know, just learning new skills, doing more stuff, right? Also pursuing acting here. That's a skill that requires a lot of time, so pursuing that, and the goal is obviously to do well in that field as well later down the road, right? Like I do see myself like doing that crap in United States of America, because here in Canada not many opportunities, sadly, especially for acting, right? There are, but not that much. I mean, United States of America, main thing. And if you're somebody that is into acting, you're pursuing that, hey man, hit me up on Instagram, man, let's connect. You know, maybe you're a director, maybe you're an actor, or you know, you're inspired by that. Yeah, so let's keep the circle tight, let's expand, let's network and all that. You never know, man. The world is really small, especially for people that are in those kind of like passionate fields and all that. So I'm doing that, hitting the gym, you know, learning new things. It's been fun. So essentially leveling up my character in real life, you know, instead of leveling up your character in GTA. And I feel like that a lot of people are just waking up in general. Yeah, go after your passions, honestly. Take care of you, because nobody is coming to save the day. Nobody's gonna care for you the way that you will for you. Take care of your loved ones, man, because yeah, gaming is just not the same. Like, the stuff that is happening in real life is insane too. So
boys, am I the only one who played like one of these games and I had enough of them? If I never had to find 10 wolf pelts to make one wolf medallion and 10 wolf medallions to make one wolf gem, I would be good for the rest of my life. Or did you want another indie tactics game? Well, you have 20,000 tactics games to choose from. Gears Tactics, Wargroove 2, Final Fantasy Tactics, Metal Slug Tactics, Midnight Suns, Wasteland, Phoenix Point, Warhammer Road Rogue Trader, War Tales, XCOM 2, Triangle Strategy. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired of tactics games. Honestly, XCOM 2 was the best one I ever played, and we should have just stopped after that. What about indie 2D platformers? Definitely not swamped with
Toxic Gamer!
those. We only have Shovel Knight, Grizz, Celeste, Pizza Tower, Katana Zero, The Messenger, Super Meat Boy, Hollow Knight, Ori, Planet of Lana, Rain World, and the list goes on for miles.
Planet
See,
of
you
Lana,
guys who push indie games, I will agree there are quite a few good indie games out there, but 85% of indie games are just slop as well.
No, 100% though. There are some really amazing indie games, but the issue becomes, especially, you know, we have seen like the last few or dozens of gaming stream events, right? Like Gamescom, you know, Summer Game Fest that has replaced E3. Yeah, most of the games that we're getting are indie game trailers, especially made and targeted toward kids. So, like, bro, I want to see a game for myself. Like, where is a game for me and for my bros? Or, you know, for, let's just say I'm pushing 30. So, for a target audience between, like, 20 and 30-year-old, right? Like, my kind of group. Where the games for us, the gamer dudes, right? So, yeah, I'm not seeing that many. And the ones that I see are obviously slop, AI, you know, woke politics, microtransactions. So much greed is showing within the process of these games. It's nuts. It really is insane. So yeah, and especially when every game feels like indie game, or most of the games are indie games targeted toward kids, and you're not gonna find any game made for you, then you're gonna be like, yeah, lame, trash, I'd rather go, you know, choke on a BBC or something like that. I mean, you know, big pose on that one. Big pose, man, big pose. Whoa. Big pause. Okay, I guess it's enough internet for today, man. But okay, roll.
Oh, it's city builder slop or tactic slop or indie platformer slop. Don't even get me started on auto battler games like Vampire Survivors and how everything is just a Vampire Survivor clone now. Ball Pit, Halls of Torment, Brotato, Enter the Gungeon, Neon Abyss, Mega Bonk, Risk of Rain. Don't get me started on Portal clones.
Get started, brother. I want you to be riled up. Big pause again, but I want you going, you know? You feel what I'm saying? I love it when you go off, homie.
Q, Antechamber, We Were Here, Talos Principle, Turing Test, Superliminal. Boys, I guess what I'm trying to say here is that AAA gaming is overrun with gay communists, women, politics, microtransactions, and a lack of creativity. Indie games are overrun with the fact every game is just copying every other game now. There is such a massive lack of true originality in all games these days. Guys, here are a few games that were made prior to the existence of the smartphone. Nobody had a smartphone, and they came up with these ideas. Portal. It single-handedly created the first-person puzzle genre. Half-Life. It's the most influential first-person game of all time and reinvented the first-person shooter by fusing seamless storytelling, world-building physics, AI, and a believable world design. Assassin's Creed. There was nothing like it when it came out, and it has...
Oh, man. The first few Assassin's Creed... No, but the first few Assassin's Creed games were amazing, bro. Honest to God, though, even I loved those games. I played it. I believe I have Assassin's Creed 2 Platinumed on the PS3, the Sony Pony 3, right? Yeah, I played it to that degree.
Lived on for 20 more years. Halo. It not only revolutionized shooters, but revolutionized specifically console shooters and how they should feel to play. Metal Gear Solid. It was the first 3D stealth game, and it would literally create the stealth genre, which would be copied by everyone. GTA 3. It's often credited with creating the first open world game that felt like a, quote, real place, meaning you could completely ignore the main missions and do what you want and have fun. GTA is definitely...
First main big open world title for the time, right? That felt insanely amazing for the time. Obviously, duh. But, like... I don't know, man. I'm kind of worried for GTA 6 right now.
One of the most influential video games of all time. These games were all so good that they spawned an entire generation of copycats. Why is nothing in gaming truly as original as any of these games were anymore? Boys, here's the thing I'm trying to understand that will perfectly lead into my next point. Why has technology gotten better and things became more accessible, and yet games have gotten...
CPU processing power, no, absolutely. They're putting in more money to make these games, or rather... make more microtransactions. It's greed. Greed literally just killed gaming, and that has killed passion. Perhaps not for the devs, but or perhaps yeah, because if the greed is coming from the higher ups, then the devs would have to do what the higher ups are telling them to do. You know what I mean, right? The ground level employees, the devs that are working on these games, obviously, you know. somebody's planning things and they are executing the plan. And if the plan is shit, then the game will be shit, regardless of how talented a gaming dev is, right? Because they're following the blueprint. If the blueprint is shit, then your product will be shit, regardless of no matter how talented you are. That got nothing, you know, that got nothing on the blueprint, the plan.
Objectively worse. You would think that with more internet and more cell phones, people would be smarter and make better stuff.
I still can't believe this is the Halo they showed at the Xbox reveal event. Was it the Xbox Series X reveal event? I guess, right? Yeah, can't believe it. Back then there were so many memes and there was a whole lot of the Sony pony versus Xbox things, right? Xbots. You know, there were a whole lot of memes because people would always rile each other up, and there was always that culture. In a way, I kind of missed it though. I miss it because it was funny. It was honestly really funny, and we had like insanely good memes and good laughter in between too. It was just toxic when it became like really serious, right? When people actually cared for that more than anything in the world, right? That's when it became toxic. I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking video games and plastics, right? It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep, but back then it was kind of deep. And the memes that were made after that one, people were also replacing the gun with the protein shake, the chalky milk. Yeah, it was funny. I remember that.
But the opposite has happened. Cell phones have made us dumber and lazier and less creative. I mean, for God's sake, look at the cathedrals of the 1400s. Woo! They did this without the internet. And nobody is even capable of making these today. So this leads perfectly to point number 2, technology and the death of talent. But before we talk about that, I want to tell you guys about a based military game that never went woke, and that is the base Go. Sometimes I read the books of my enemies, and so I recently read Jason Schreier's book about Blizzard entitled Play Nice. He, of course, blames capitalism and sexism for the downfall of Blizzard, but it's so incredibly obvious. Blizzard was a bunch of dudes in the 90s, and now it's a bunch of shrill, purple-haired women and men in dresses. That's it. That's why it's sucks.
No disrespect, though. No disrespect to women out there. There are good women, obviously, but, you know, it's just like, we're so different, though. Both genders are so different. It's simply put, the audience for I'll just use Call of Duty, right? Obviously women play those, girls play that game, and it's amazing, it's awesome, you know, whatever, right? Yeah, girls do play that game too, but dominantly it's men, it's the boys that play the game. So if the devs are women, obviously they're not going to be able to understand a man or a dude's psyche to the degree a man will, because hey, I'm a man, so I understand how the mind of a man works. So yeah, simple as that, right? Simple as that. And when politics get involved, you get shit products, right? It's the same thing, right? For example, if in a woman field, a woman would understand that field better than a man. Generally speaking, obviously we're talking generally, not necessarily specifically. So generally speaking, if a man joins in a field that is dominantly women, he might not understand the field that well. So yeah, the experience for the females isn't gonna be that good. Let's be objective. So the same is happening here too. Yeah, surely they can also have like female devs. I think it's they can bring like some creativity, but when it's politics over creativity, that's when the fun gets sucked out. That's when you're seeing these type of videos. You're seeing gamers say all that stuff on the internet and talk about it, and that's why games are shit now. One of the core pillar, obviously, greed has, like we talked about earlier, greed has a massive role to play too.
Now, guys, in the 90s and early 2000s, Blizzard was goated. Blizzard created Warcraft, Starcraft, Diablo, and in 2014, Hearthstone. Schreier often references the frat boy culture of the early Blizzard days, but guess what, Chief? They made amazing games. Yeah. In 2002, a standard computer had 256 megabytes of RAM, and a bunch of dudes created World of Warcraft on that computer. If you remember, I
still can't get over the fact that, you know, the PS2, we used to have 8 megabytes of memory stick, bro. And the biggest they made was 64 megabytes MB. That's insane! Obviously, that was because you wanted to save the game, so it was just for the saved data for the most part, because you would have the game in discs and you would use the disc to play the game. Everything would be on the hard copy. Nowadays, even if you buy the hard copy, the hard copy for the most part is just the activation key. That's the only thing that's in on it, because once you put in that disc, you still need to download the game. So yeah, like it really is raps, man. And this is that GTA 6 video that I was talking about. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It will be an eye-opener, man, and I hope this doesn't creep in there, but apparently it already has. Check it out and I'll see you there.